Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. That was a bit odd. Anyway, on to the main event. Now, let's see what we've been through so far. We went through tequila, we went through some cheap rum, we went through some Malibu, we went through some Smirnoff, and I've been through about 4 beers. But the party's just beginning because our final 2 contestants here are the top of the line in terms, one of them's top of the line of if you want to drink and die, and the other one's top of the line as in every rapper sings about it in every single one of their songs. And so I had to buy a bottle because if all these people are talking about it, singing about it, it's got to be pretty good, right? So that leads us to this. Boom. I got the Hennessy. And let me tell you, I looked for this for a little while. It's not as readily available as you'd think. But at the same time, it's also not as extremely expensive as you may think either. Granted, this bottle is about $50, but compared to the millionaire rapper singing about it, a $50 bottle of alcohol is feasible, you know. But I did look it up, and there are versions of Hennessy that run about $2 a bottle or something. It's like you're buying wine from 1952. But if you haven't had Hennessy and you're getting bored with a random mix of alcohol, I'd say try it out sometime. It's very interesting. When I first looked at it, I thought, you know what, this is going to taste a bit like whiskey. And it does in a way, but it's a much different experience, I'd say. Okay, let me take a drink and reevaluate and kind of explain it in better detail. Whew. First of all, it's both smoother and rougher than I'd say whiskey. It's very good. What they call this is not whiskey, it's a cognac, which is named after, I believe, Cognac, France, which is where they make this. And it's almost hard to explain. It's got a wonderful blend of flavors. It has that same whiskey effect where when you take the drink of it, you kind of feel your body warming up as it goes down. I definitely recommend it if you have the chance. I would say Hennessy is definitely one of those things that you don't mix. It almost ruins the point. It's something to be experienced as I just did, or in a glass with some ice over it or something. That's what I would recommend anyway. As you can see, I've enjoyed it quite a bit, but I try to save this for special occasions, like tonight. Now, for this last one, I don't recommend anybody to ever try this. It's the worst thing. It's the absolute worst alcohol in existence. If you've had this before, you know my pain. But you also might not, because there are 3 different versions of this alcohol. Let's get past the mysteries here, and let me just show it to you. Boom. This is Everclear. And I'm sure that name rings a bell for some of you, but for the rest of you, let me explain. Everclear is, it's basically rubbing alcohol that they're passing off that you can drink. Now, there are 3 different versions of this alcohol. The first version that they sell most regularly, I believe, is 70%. And to put that into perspective, normal whiskey is about 40%. And, you know, whiskey or vodka, they're about 40%. So 70%, 30% more alcohol content. And that's just the first version. The second version, which is 95%, 95% alcohol. So a shot of whiskey, if you've ever taken a shot of whiskey and been like, oof, take that, double it, and then add 15% more. And that's what this is right here. Okay. Now this version of Everclear is only legal to be sold in, I believe, about 4 states or 5 states in the US. That's how big of a deal this is. It's just because it's so dangerous. This little bit in here, if I drank that, it would be like twice as much alcohol content of everything that I've been drinking the whole entire night put together. So I believe, of course, Texas is one of them, Oklahoma, Arkansas, all these redneck states. These are the ones that are like, oh, fuck yeah, give me my alcohol. But there's one step higher than this, and now you're thinking, 95%, what? That's already the highest. Who wants to go higher than that? These guys did. 97%. Now you're thinking to yourself, 97%? What? That's only 2 more percent. It means a lot. And it is the closest they can get to pure alcohol as possible. Like just chemically, that is as close as they can get, is 97%. And it's only legal in 2 states. And even then, to buy that version in those 2 states, you have to be 25 or